This video is going to quickly cover the viability of the rapid fire mod inside Black Ops 6. So many people are talking about this mod and attachment to see if it's actually any good. So we're going to cover pretty much the TTK stats of when you attach this to most of the full auto guns in the game. And I do just want to quickly go over what it actually does though. So as you can see here on the pros and cons side, cons your recoil, that might be is a pro to the rate of fire, which in turn means a pro to your overall TTK. So for example, on the XM4, which is this weapon right here, it does give you a 9% boost to your rate of fire. Now, one thing I do want to show you before we get straight into the TTK numbers here is how much of a con you actually get with the recoil. So this is a base XM4. We're going to fire it into the wall, see what the recoil pattern looks like, and then what we're also going to do is switch to the XM4 with the rapid fire mod on here as well and see what it looks like. So as you can see, the spread between the bullets is a little bit more, and also the magnitude of how much it goes up is a little bit higher as well because the rate of fire is faster. So, and that's trying to control the recoil. So what I've done is switch back to the standard XM4, no attachments, and we're controlling the recoil here, and that's kind of what it looks like. We can try it again as well right at the bottom here, and again this is at relatively close range. This is 10 meters, not far at all. And we're going to now switch to the other XM4 with the attachment, which is with the rapid fire attachment. See, we try to control this one, and it does jump around a little bit more than we are used to. Now, I don't think it's a significant amount, to be honest, especially with the XM4, but obviously it's slightly different between each weapon, and this is something you're going to need to test and feel for yourself. Just for a little bit of completeness, and because this is one of the main guns people are talking about when it comes to the rapid fire mod, I've got the Tanto here as well, because it is an SMG, quite a popular one too. So this is the base Tanto, by the way, so this is no attachments, as you can see here, and we're going to fire this into the wall, see what the recoil looks like. As you can see, it's a slow firing weapon in general, and obviously the recoil does jump quite high there. We'll now switch to the Tanto with the attachment, so it's going to be with the rapid fire attachment once more. We'll start at about the same level here. As you can see, the fire rate's quicker, but the recoil is also higher. And again, the spread between shots, as you can see here, like there's bits of jumps, is a little bit more. And we'll also do that control test as well, again, if you want to see that. So that is the base Tanto being controlled. We'll try that one more time here as well. Quite an accurate gun, that's why it's very popular, but we're now going to switch to the Tanto with the rapid fire mod. As you can see, there's a bit more bouncing around, of course, but it's still relatively accurate, so it's not like it cons it a ridiculous amount where some other attachments couldn't actually help out with this. Now we've got all the standard things out the way here when it comes to recoil. Let's take a look at TTKs. These TTKs are going to be for ARs, SMGs, and LMGs, all covered in this video, so we're going to get through it very quickly. At the top, we've got all the base weapons when it comes to ARs, and then anything that has RF next to it will be with the rapid fire mod, of course. And on average, for the most part, just kind of going across this and doing all the numbers, you're getting about a 10 to 15 millisecond improvement to your TTK across the board. That's on average, roughly. Some guns do lie out that, for example, like the Aims is getting a significant improvement to TTK with the rapid fire mod, especially in close range anyway. So now looking at this, as you can see here, we'll arrange for the best close range TTK now, and that's obviously comparing all of the weapons with attachments and things. We've got the Goblin with the rapid fire mod, the AS Val with the rapid fire mod, then the standard Goblin, which is actually a pretty fast killing weapon, the AK-74 with the rapid fire mod, then the AS Val, the base version of the weapon, the XM4 with the rapid fire mod, then the AK-74U, or the AK-74 for example. Then we have the Model L, the Aims 85 with the rapid fire mod, both of those have that. Then the Model L, then the XM4, the GPR, which is a slow killing weapon in general, the Aims base, and then the GPR. So that's for close range, right? So like I said, the main ones here are going to be the Goblin, but that's semi-auto, so if you don't like that, the AS Val is going to be the fastest killing gun. Then the AK-74. And then we've got the base AS Val, and then obviously the XM4 gets a good improvement to TTK as well here. So XM4, AS Val, AK-74, they are the close range TTKs for the best ARs. Then we've got the long range TTKs, and the fastest one here is the AS Val, but it's not really that viable at long range. So then we're looking at the XM4. Now obviously you're getting a con to recoil with this, so just keep that in mind as you're building your weapons. And then we've got the AK-74. Now the funny thing is, actually the AK-74 base is actually better than the XM4 base, so you're actually getting a better improvement on the XM4 with the rapid fire mod. So if you do like the XM4 and you don't like the AK-74, then if you want that better TTK, then use the rapid fire mod. It's going to give you that improvement there, which is actually quite a good change because it means that the meta is going to be a bit mixed. AK-74 is kind of good across the board anyway, even if you use it base or with the rapid fire mod. It's one of my favorite guns to use in general. Then we've got the Goblin and then the Ames, but like I said, I think the guns that you're going to be focusing more with here are the XM4 and the AK-74. Moving on into the SMGs now, we've got the same idea here, and obviously mainly for SMGs we're focusing on the super close range TTKs. There's a couple of SMGs that do perform well at long range, like the Jackal and the Tanto, so we can take a look at the longer range TTKs on those. But for the most part, most people want to know what the close range ones are. But like I said, at the top here we've got the base weapons, and then at the bottom we've got with the rapid fire mod on as well. So what we're going to do here is arrange them in terms of close range TTKs, which ones are the best. We've got the Compact and the KSV coming out on top again, but this time obviously with the rapid fire mod is going to make them improve by, like I said before, about that 10 to 15 milliseconds. Again, we've got the Compact and the KSV again, so obviously these are the fastest TTK guns. The C9 with the rapid fire mod does come out pretty decently as well, and I know the control on this gun's a little bit better than the other two, so you could use that instead if you want to. And then the Tanto does get a pretty significant improvement actually to its close range TTK, making it extremely viable at close range. And also its long range TTK does get a major buff too. So if this is your favorite gun to use, I mean, it's kind of more middle of the pack now, especially if everyone's running rapid fire, but I know for the most part some people might not do that. And the Tanto's more of a controllable weapon as well, so obviously when you put some recoil control attachments on there, it could be a viable choice now. So like I said, it's getting a good buff, the time to kill. Then it's the standard C9, Jackal PDW with the rapid fire, and then the P919. I don't want to cover all these guns because as you can see the numbers here pretty much. Anyway, when it comes to kind of more longer range, this is the second damage drop off. This is not super long range, by the way. We're then sitting with the Compact, the KSV again, C9, Jackal, and then the Tanto's kind of further down the list, but obviously Tanto's more controllable. Moving on into the LMG list now. Very small list, by the way. We're going to get through this. So when it comes to the first TTK range, we're looking at the PU21 with the rapid fire mod, and then the PU21 comes out again even without the attachment. The XMG with the rapid fire mod. Then we've got the GPMG with the rapid fire mod, then the XMG base, and then the GPMG after that. So basically in order of what the previous TTKs were, it's basically coming out the exact same, but the PU21 is just pretty much the best LMG. Looking at the longer range now as well, just for completeness here, PU21 again at the top, GPMG with the rapid fire mod is then coming out on top of that, but again the recoil on this gun is not great in the first place, and then obviously conning it even further is not really going to help too much. PU21 again, XMG with the rapid fire mod, so the PU21 across the board is always a good choice. So there you have it. We've pretty much covered the rapid fire mod across the board for most of the popular weapons. Obviously we skipped out things like the marksman rifles. Most of them are burst fire, so it's going to take a little bit long to kind of work that out because of the burst delays and things. And also we never really covered pistols in this video, but this should give you a rough idea of how it works anyway. It's going to be pretty much the same for those weapons as well. But if you do want a more in-depth guide on any particular weapon, we can do that, cover the rapid fire mod on them as well. But like I said, this should give you a good idea of how it actually performs for each particular weapon that you might be trying to unlock at the moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.